So in today's video, we'll be talking about fees that you need to pay for as a buyer, especially when buying property for the first time, or rather if you are an existing buyer. So let's get straight into it. Number one, bond registration fees. So you've probably heard of this term before, but I'm just going to break it down for you so you can understand what bond registration fees are. Bond registration fees are paid to the attorney who's responsible for registering the bond under your name. One more thing that you also need to understand about bond registration fees, they are dependent on the size of the loan. So the higher the loan amount, the more fees you need to pay. And that's why it's always advisable for clients to put in 10% deposit, normally to cover additional expenses such as bond registration fees. And the second thing that you also need to cover is transfer costs. So transfer cost is paid to the attorney who's responsible from transferring the bond from the current seller to the new buyer. Just to explain the difference between bond registration fee and transfer cost, bond registration fee is paid to register the bond into your name. Transfer cost is paid to the attorney to register from the current seller to the new buyer. And the third thing that you also need to cover, if you are buying property that is over R1 million, you also need to cover for transfer duties. However, if the property that you are buying is less than R1 million, then you are not liable to pay for transfer duties.